Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. This morning we're going to be playing some triangle strategy. Continuing on our path to through the golden route to get the alleged true ending. I think we'll probably do this every morning. Maybe, we'll see. We probably could. Actually, maybe we should actually even. Every morning triangle strategy. Six minutes later. Okay, it's the same as this one here. Hello there to Pi and Chomper and Radix Spider Boys.
Serenoa delivers the salt to Svarog, a powerful minister of Esfrost who secretly wishes for Gustadolf's defeat. After learning of Roland's identity, Svarog swears to fight beside House Wolffort to bring down their common enemy. Gustadolf's power grows greater by the day, but House Wolffort is not idle in the meantime. They look to strengthen their own forces, slowly but surely.
Yeah, I think we should try to finish our 100% playthrough of Triangle Strategy before 3 October.
To Esfrost, Serenoa makes haste to Hyzant. The Holy One has invited both them and Sorsei End to the palace.
November has Pokemon release, and I still need to get into Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I forgot there's a Chapter 10 Part 3. Whoops. I should not have ended the previous stream as early as I did. Did you know that Meta Knight is bottom 15? I saw what was going on in the Discord. Without getting too much into it, I really don't want to, really give too much credence to a disgraced Smasher that hasn't competed in like 2 years. Like I was contemplating just deleting the message from the channel just to not make sure that they don't get any views.
I'm afraid preparations for your audience are still underway. Pray wait a while longer.
And I still may do that.
Very
even.
well. There is no rush.
Your patience is appreciated. We shall find you once we are ready.
We should take this chance to see the city. We still do not know why we were summoned. Rumors, fickle as they may be, may help us steel ourselves for what is ahead.
Somehow, I doubt that the commoners are privy to the thoughts of the goddess.
Still, it would do us well to acquaint ourselves with her subjects. For the sake of our budding relationship with Hyzant, if nothing else.
I agree. Then shall we split up to cover the most ground?
I have a mind to visit the source.
As you wish.
That's not going to happen.
Once we have finished, let us return here to share what we have learned.
This country is quite pleasant, isn't it? Not a dour face in sight. Quite the opposite, in fact. To
This
see
was
their
the beginning of the
smiles,
end
you'd
for
think that
Roland.
Inequity, envy, and jealousy were things of fairy tales.
A well-governed populace is a happy populace.
No, Roland, no.
So they say.
Just an example we could learn from, methinks.
If I may speak plainly, I find it somewhat unsettling.
Yes, listen to Anna.
How so?
Smiles do not always show joy. Is it truly possible to sate the wishes of every woman and man?
Are you implying something nefarious is behind all this?
Not necessarily. However, I was taught that for every laugh, somewhere a tear is shed. This country was not built without its share of sacrifice. Of that, I am certain.
That quote, "For every laugh somewhere a tear is shed," it's actually, there's a movie that kind of has that philosophical take on it by the comedian Jordan Peele. The movie is Us. It's a horror movie that has basically like some sort of, how can I explain the premise without spoiling the stuff? Well, basically the gimmick is that they're these shadows people. So like for every person that's here in the real world, they have a shadow. And at one point in time, a family is visited by their shadows in this movie. And that's about all that I can really say about it. But it's a fine movie, but it actually gets better when you actually listen to the director's interviews about like his philosophy going into making the movie, and that quote kind of reminded me of all that.
So, did you discover aught of value?
We did. The rumor on everyone's lips is that Minister Sorsley has brought House Wolford to heel.
News travels faster than I would expect. That may very well be the reason for our audience.
If so, then the time may soon be upon us to decide if we are loyal to Hyzant or otherwise.
We're gonna go with otherwise.
I shall return soon.
It's as we feared, milady. None but Hyzantians can enter the source.
I see. I would have liked to see where my
Can we
mother
blow
was
up
raised,
Hyzant?
and where she
We
spent
did that
her final
once.
days.
We still died in the end.
Died here?
Well, I guess the true story ending where we blow up Hyzant will be the final playthrough. Well, it won't be even the final playthrough. It'll be the next playthrough. The next playthrough will blow up Hyzant.
She did. She fled during the chaos of a Rosellan uprising in the midst of the Salt Iron War. It was then that she met my father.
Because we've sided with the Roselle, with Frederica in playthrough 1. We sided with Hyzant, of all things, in playthrough 2. We're going to do the true ending, which I don't actually know what entails it for this playthrough. Next playthrough, we're going to side with Esfrost and use the Death Snell to destroy Hyzant.
What a damned farce.
I was lonely and heartbroken, but the pendant she left me shone the way through my darkest days.
I still can't believe the evil Stormy was evil all along.
And dark days there were. Esfrost was her home, but there were those who would not let
That was a
her
pretty
let
fun
herself
playthrough.
But she was able to ignore her detractors. Speak
Where we
to
like
the
literally
strength
just
of her
killed
But she excelled at
Avlora
does even more so.
at every opportunity that we got, even though I totally like
I
Avlora.
would never presume to do such a thing.
My lord, I kept your better half safe for you.
Teaming up with Hyzant to oppress the people.
Interest?
It also upsets me a little bit that, like, from the outside, that playthrough's ending had the most,
Could that have something to do with
like, Hollywood happy ending. Like, if you just watch the thing and then listen to what people are saying, then it seems like it's the good ending. But you have to, like, understand that all of it's being built on the backs of the Roselle
be a better word
in order to realize that it's actually a terrible
Then
thing.
perhaps we should return before the attendant comes to seek us out.
Like, Frederica has to end up, like, shaving her head and trying to convince people to rebel against Hyzant, which I think would be an awesome sequel, by the way. Being the resistance to take down Hyzant.
I, Sorsley End, have brought Sereno Wolford to answer the summons of the Holy One.
Very good. Then let us begin forthwith. In the name of the Holy One and the Goddess, I shall begin her inquiry into the misappropriation of our nation's salt.
An inquiry?
Serenoa Wolfort shall be questioned first. Sorsley End stands accused of forsaking the goddess's blessing, of abusing his station to indulge his own insatiable appetites. You, Serenoa Wolfort, stand accused of aiding his plot, of sullying your own hands by transporting his ill-begotten wares.
I'm tired of the word goddess.
On what grounds, Idor?
Minister Sorsley, I would advise you to temper your words in the presence of the Holy One.
You would dare chastise me?
It's only somewhat negative in this game. In Final Fantasy XII, it's not so bad.
With her salt, the lifeblood of
Oh
our
yeah,
nation.
in Three Houses.
I have treated my duty only with the utmost respect. Just hearing these outrageous charges makes my stomach churn.
Really? Then I shudder to imagine your condition whilst you pen these ledgers, delivered to us by one of the soldiers from the source.
Yikes.
I thought the numbers were quite odd, and when I compared them to the ledger at headquarters, I quickly understood why. Forgive me, Minister Sorsley. Staying silent would have meant my death.
Your death? How swiftly your underlings betray you under the slightest pressure.
Now, if you are very well finished, let us continue. Lord Serenoa, did you aid Sorsley in these crimes? Answer with the understanding that falsehoods will be treated as affronts to the goddess's mercy and punished accordingly.
I understand. It is true. We helped Sorsley peddle his salt.
Serenoa, you cur!
What a trial. Just immediately like, yep, alright, he's guilty. Zenobia. I actually got Zenobia in the final hallway right before we were about to fight the final boss. So I actually don't know anything about Zenobia's combat ability.
On behalf of all Hyzant, I thank you for helping us excise this rot from our nation.
Be that as it may.
And from watching Chugga Conroy's playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I know that Zenobia levels up based off of defeating unique monsters. So she stayed at level 1 the entire time.
I admit the fault is ours, but it was not a judgment made lightly.
We had to act to protect our home and our people. It was the only way to prevent the loss of both.
Your plight has
I'm impressed you remember that.
However,
I mean, it's easy to remember the final thing that you summoned.
For that, I have no words.
Like, I know that the first thing that I got was
That you will find mercy
the Shining Justice guy.
for my people. I beg of you.
He was so bad that I don't actually remember. It's like he's an ice type and shield hammer maybe.
I shall state your case to the Holy One on your behalf.
Oh yeah, so the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 best combat's going to be kind of weird because a lot of them are going to be DLC blades that I didn't even get.
Well, the words of the Holy One. Your house safeguards the very heart of Nozelia, and the Wolfort name is known near and far for its fierceness in upholding its duty. The Holy One believes it would be a great loss if your home were to fall victim to Esfrost's ambition. The Saintly Seven has just recently bid farewell to one of its members. His position would be yours if you would take it. My lord, this... However, there is the matter Roselle that dwell within your borders.
And there it is.
The Holy One would see them returned to the flock where they belong. Their home is in the source.
Stormy, we need to fall to Esros's ambitions.
They are descendants of criminals and worse. Their lot is to offer themselves to the goddess, so that the sins of their forebears may be cleansed. The Holy One would see all Roselle serve her in penitence, such is her will.
You would have us betray the Roselle under our protection?
I only remember Aegis, Bridget, and Ursula for some reason.
The goddess has spoken.
Well, Ursula, like, we spent the most amount of time unlocking Ursula's abilities. Bridget is a main character.
Serenoa, will you surrender the Roselle to Hyzant?
I don't know.
As you are doubtless aware, Lady Frederica, the vow of Lord Simon himself binds us to protect them. Alas,
And Aegis is,
our
yeah,
house
Aegis,
is not
so
what it once was.
that's that.
Is that a reason to cast aside its honor? My father, as well, likely had a hand in orchestrating their protection.
Ah, my friends, I apologize that we once again meet under dire circumstances.
All caused
You
by
face
him.
A difficult choice, one I do not envy. Have you decided?
This was your plan from the beginning, wasn't it?
Plan?
We did as you asked and brought Sorslay's indiscretions to light. You knew it would not end at that.
Lest you misunderstand, allow me to illuminate your position. You are not the noble hawks you think yourselves to be. You are vultures, feeding off the scraps of Sorslay's corpse.
You've got some nerve.
I speak from experience when I say that the title of saint is not to be worn lightly. Are you prepared?
Prepared? For what?
Doubtless you are aching to break free of your fetters.
This is one of my favorite scenes, like chapters, one of my favorite chapters, 10 part 3.
The blood of enemy, friend, and self alike. Your freedom lies at the end of a trail of dead.
Like asking to surrender the Roselle, Exa Marshall saying, hey, you guys think you're all noble and high and mighty, but you are not in the position to hold on to pride here.
Grovel or bleed? Poor options, both.
We just need cheese. All we need is a tall building, and we can take on all the armies at once.
Lord Simon protected the Roselle who fled Hyzan.
I just wanted to see that. We can skip most of this, though. Like we have been doing. Oh boy. This will be... No, this will not be the last time we're here. But we will just double check again to make sure that we're not missing anything. This was actually the first place where I watched someone else play through the game and realized that I missed something on my playthrough. I missed a grounding amulet in the corner of this map, which isn't that bad. It's not that big of a deal. And I was like super cautious the second time around for that very reason. we have to wallow in the despair of the salt. I hope they give us water today. That's the one I was looking for right there. So sad. Alright, let's move on. This just makes me hate Heisand even more. I think that is the purpose of it. Alright, let's vote. We gotta protect the Roselle here. Can't leave. Let's try to get Hewitt on our side here. The Roselle already protected. Uh-oh.
I don't know what to do. But...
Oh, no.
I don't know what to do.
I think I completely failed that one. Wow. I'm out of practice.
What do you need?
And I'm always bad at convincing Gila.
Uh-huh. I require some time to think.
Huh. That's what happens when you don't play for like a week. I wish I caught this playthrough. Well, this playthrough we skipped most of the cutscenes because we've already played through everything twice already.
Certainly not. However, I am decided.
I don't think I convinced anyone. I might have made a unanimous decision to give up the Roselle. It's okay, we'll reset if we need to.
Even so, if so, indeed.
I knew that I could get
I must know what
Anna
the others think.
to do it. Alright, let's see what we got here.
It is time to cast our votes. We face a approach the scale.
You make a convincing
Whew.
argument, my lord.
Alright, we win. We convinced Benedict. Is that worst 4 to 3?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Alright, we actually convinced Gila as well.
You have my vote.
Or also Anna. I knew about Anna.
I have faith in you.
Oh, we actually even convinced Huette. Guess our conviction is just too strong. Even when we choose the wrong answer, we get our way.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Why is Zekinator wrong? I think that it's one of the answers is the Zekinator. Like, I have a whole bunch of different options that are acceptable, but just Zekinator by itself is not one of them.
The way forward is decided. The Roselle are our people. We must shelter them, even if it earns us Hyzant's ire. I suspected it would come to this. We have chosen our path, and now we must see it through. We will refuse to hand over the Roselle to Hyzant.
It's good to know that Benedict still kind of doesn't like it even when he votes for it. I was wondering whether the fact that Benedict kind of grumbled about it, because I failed to convince him last time, and it was a 1-6 decision in my favor on my first playthrough.
Serenoa and company move to protect the Rosellan settlement. Noble as it may be, such an act of defiance toward Hyzant risks inviting the destruction of House Wolfort itself.
So RSB, how familiar are you with the general plot of Triangle Strategy? I can give a quick synopsis
Hyzant will no doubt wish to ask
right before this
questions
next
of us.
battle.
We can draw out the negotiations and buy some time.
Time enough to find a way to break them.
We have to inform the Roselle of the situation here.
I'll send an envoy and have them sheltered in Castle Wolfort.
Except they're already being attacked.
Lord Serenoa, come at once. An army marches on the Rosellan village.
You can't be serious.
Whose banner do they fly?
We know not.
And it matters not. We ride to their aid. Prepare for battle.
Why attack our village?
Hierophant's orders were to return you to Hyzant.
Ha! Over my dead body!
And we're not deathless, so Jerome can actually die in this battle, and nothing bad will happen to us. Alright, so triangle strategy in a nutshell here. There are these three nations. This is Glenbrook, this is Esfrost, and this is Hyzant. Hyzant has the only source of salt in the entire continent, and Esfrost has the only source of iron in the entire continent. And then they trade with each other via the river systems, which Glenbrook is at the center of. Glenbrook is a royal aristocracy or a monarchy where you're basically born into high class or low class, and there's not really any economic mobility or social mobility. Esfrost is a meritocracy where you're given your position based off of your merits and how good you are at your job. They are the descendants of some people that moved here from Glenbrook many years ago, but they've since claimed independence a long time ago, and they're their own like pretty strong military might. Because they have iron, they also are really good militaristically because they they have weapons and stuff and armor. Hyzant, with the only source of salt, which is needed for things like storing meats, flavoring your foods. It's actually necessary just to eat generally. Otherwise, you need salt in your body just to be able to flush your electrolytes and things like that. So basically, they trade with everyone, and they're like super rich because you have to get your salt from them. They are what do they call that thing where it's a religious group? Oh man, I'm trying to think of what it is. My social studies and my early high school social studies stuff is not helping me out here. Religious leadership country. Theocracy, that's what it's called. So the Hyzant is a theocracy where they have, where they all worship the goddess, and there also got some amount of like socialism / communism in there because everyone is equal under the goddess. Every believer is equal under the goddess. So everyone is like, because they have so much wealth and because everyone is equal, then basically everyone has like similar houses, similar money, similar jobs, all this other. Actually, when I say similar jobs, I mean they don't work because they don't need to work because they make so much money off of selling their salt. And they have a council of 7 ministers, basically, where they're basically the high priests, and one of them is able to speak directly with the goddess, and then the rest of them are just kind of hear the Hierophant's words. Now, 30 years ago, these 3 nations got into a big war because they were tired of the salt tax that Hyzant was giving. So Esfrost and Glenbrook basically signed a treaty saying, hey, I'm going to use your rivers and I'm going to swim up to Hyzant to fight them. And they did. And they almost would have defeated them, except Hyzant reached out to this independent town called Wolfort and had their warriors come over and stop Esfrost from taking over the city in 1 week, or like in one fell swoop. So there was this really long drawn out war that eventually ended because there was a treaty that was signed between Wolfort, Glenbrook, Esfrost, and Hyzant, where basically they would stop attacking Hyzant and they would set up the Norzelian Consortium, which is like a go-between that handles the trade of iron and salt in the nation, or in the continent, between all the nations. Wolfort would become a part of one of the high houses of Glenbrook, and also Esfrost would promise to marry the daughter of the Archduke to the son of the Lord of House Wolfort. And that son is Serenoa, the main character of the game, and that daughter is Frederica, a main character of the game. So that was 30 years ago. 30 years later, we're celebrating a joint mining venture in the because the lands are in the Wolfort domain, or right outside the Wolfort domain. Right, it might have used to be. It used to be in the Wolfort domain until Esfrost took it over. So this is what would have been the joint mining venture here, where we're going to use the technology from Esfrost, the manpower from Glenbrook, the funds from from Hyzant, in order to basically plunge the continent into like a whole new age of advancement in technology and wealth and all this other stuff. So things were going great until something happened where the guy that was responsible for the technology from Esfrost, his name is Dragan, basically discovered something in the mine and then basically was like, hey, I'm going to sell this to Glenbrook unless you make me prime minister, because he was super ambitious. But Gustadolf, the current Archduke of Esfrost, instead just killed Dragan. And then, because there were no witnesses, he basically claimed that Glenbrook did it. So then Esfrost marched on to Glenbrook, took the kingdom over overnight, because we weren't expecting it, because we just got through having this huge peace parade. And then said basically, or like accused the king of orchestrating Dragan's death. And behind the scenes, he was basically blackmailing him, saying like, hey, we're going to kill your children if you tell the people the truth. So he admitted to a crime that he didn't do, with his final request being to spare his children, which Gustadolf did. So Cordelia, the current queen, is set up as a puppet queen in Glenbrook right now. And she is now betrothed to Gustadolf so that, he can basically rule both kingdoms. And they're in the middle of fighting with Hyzant. And that's about where we are now. There are a bunch of like minor things that happen along the way. But that's kind of the main plot stuff that gets you through the first 5 chapters. We're currently in chapter 10 right now.
Come quietly and you'll live. Keep struggling and I'll slaughter you right here. What'll it be?
I'll never submit to the likes of you. Cease your assault at once. Lord Serenoa.
Well, well. Tell me, Serenoa, what do you hope to gain by protecting the Roselle?
Darn it, Silvio.
Lord Silvio, why are you attacking the Roselle? Because I had a choice, much like the one facing you now. Take orders from Hyzant, or face ruination. I was told to retrieve the Roselle on behalf of the Saintly Seven, should you dither too long.
Lad, the man with him is a sellsword they call Hero's Bane.
So Hyzant owns you, is that it?
In so many words, yes. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have some Roselle to repatriate.
You'll do no such thing. House Wolford shall protect these people.
So, you admit your betrayal of Hyzant. Get these traitors out of my sight, Rufus. Kill every last one if you must.
I wouldn't even spare them if you asked.
Stand back, everyone. Allow me to stay and fight for our freedom. Very well, but keep your wits about you.
Alright, combat time. 45 minutes in, not too bad. We got archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. All right. I don't think we need Frederica for this.
Understood.
I'm a little worried about my left flank. Alright, there we go. To the bitter end.
You fail to understand the situation in which you find yourselves. Without our king, we are but dust, scattered to the wind. What can you lot alone hope to accomplish by fighting Hyzant?
House Wolfort will not sacrifice its subjects for some narrow vision of the future. If history judges us poorly for having done so, then so be it. Our consciences shall be cleaner for having fought to the death alongside our Rosellan brethren.
Your pride and ideals cannot shield you from your fate. Kill them all! Prepare to die.
Who's next?
I must keep a clear mind.
Something's happening to my YouTube. Or my whole computer, maybe? Okay, we're good, Beth. We're good now. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Some part of me wants to just kind of rush this area here. I think I might end up doing that. I think that on average, these enemies are faster than I am. Although the mages are pretty slow. So I'm thinking like if I use time stop on them, then it might be okay. We have like, yeah, it'll be interesting to say the least. You are immune to silence, unfortunately. But not immune to theory, so we can actually get Eridor to taunt you. So I use battle cry now?
I'll be your shield.
I was worried that might happen.
That stinks.
Let me heal your wounds. Allow me.
Thank you. Now then, to work. Ice wall.
Behold true power. Hear my prayers.
Prepare to die.
Ha! Who's next?
Make way. I must keep a clear mind.
It's not worth saving Jerome for that. Let's see, what do we want here? We have wall jump, unfortunately.
From where shall we strike? I'll make this quick.
It hurts.
Ha-ha! Just you wait.
This battle is ours. Lend me your wings, Flugy. This battle
You've left
is
yourself
yours.
open. Ha-ha! Victory is mine. Let's go then. This'll hurt some. You've left yourself open.
It hurts.
Ha-ha!
Thought I had him.
Shall we begin?
Should probably revive them. Although he's already kind of done his job by now. 4. Alright, we actually make it out just fine. Actually need to save Jerome here.
Keep going. I shall not be defeated.
It's my favorite role in Super Kirby Clash. Well, I do generally talk about it. Well, not all the time, I suppose, but I've talked about it a lot. And I even have streams of me playing Super Kirby Clash. So it's one of those, like, any true fan would know the answer to that.
You're not getting away.
And to some extent, you're just spelling the thing wrong.
This isn't worth the coin.
Not spelling it wrong, but like not using the proper name for the actual role.
Where was I?
Very well. Tremble in fear.
There are 4 roles, but you know, you just, well, those are the weapon, or those are the copy abilities that correspond to the abilities that actually exist in that game. But they actually have specific names in Kirby Clash.
My time to shine.
I will not fail. You've lost your way, young Serenoa. You risk sullying your house's good name in pursuit of some perverse sense of justice.
Yeah, ours is the
Other
perverse
ways to
sense.
resolve this, Silvio. Alas, you were too blind to see them.
You dare lecture me when it is your head in the clouds.
Is it my turn?
Well, somehow we all lived this. Well, you know, except for
Well done.
what's his name, who needed to be revived.
Ready.
I'm for a nap.
For the honor of House Wolford.
I shall do what I can. Your wounds are
I shall not be defeated. Just you wait.
This battle is ours.
Who's my biggest threat here?
Let me help.
Impossible. Someone give an old man a hand.
Slow. Prepare to die.
You won't beat me. Come and get me.
So, it falls to me.
Come on.
collective 1,000 plus. A small spry. I've been streaming for like 5 years. You need to have more knowledge than that. It's called trivia. It's not called freebie answers that anyone that has been watching for like an hour can understand. Maybe you just gotta go, what's it called? Go to the streams and rewatch some of the old stuff. The stuff that was before your time. I should probably heal someone, right? I actually can't heal anyone. Okay, I'll just wait here.
Me too.
Shall we begin?
This guy's turn 2. He's able to hit Serenoa, but not anyone else. Yeah, okay. So I'll heal Serenoa here.
Your wounds are healed.
I gotta catch up on thousands of hours of streaming, my bad. Finally, you understand. I'm actually in range of getting hit by an archer here, so I'll just step back one space. And the guy that I was worried about doesn't even try to attack me. Silvio does, though.
House Telior will be victorious.
Did some damage.
Let's go then.
Oh wow, he has so much HP that... Oh wait, never mind. I can't actually hit him from here.
Eat dirt.
Impossible.
What would father do?
Wow, that's disappointing.
Wait your turn.
This isn't good. You're wide open.
Here I come.
He has so much HP.
I won't miss.
I feel like I'm legally obligated to play Oninaki and Demon Ex Machina. That's fair. They're both in your namesake, after all. Oh, he's got too much cover. Oops, nope, don't want to actually get that one. I wanted to save that one for Archibald to kill. How many rounds of TNT do you think we need in order to blow up all of Hyzant? You would need a lot. Like a lot. Like it's a major city that's surrounding a giant oasis that has so much salt that they've been supplying the entire continent's worth, an entire continent's worth of salt supply for at least 30 years, but probably more than that.
Ready for battle.
5 tons? No.
So, it falls to me.
When people are talking about like blowing up cities, usually they talk about like megatons at least of TNT.
Someone give an old man a hand. Time to end this.
No, Jerome. No. What? Oh, I'm just barely out of range. Okay. I could get Serenoa more out of danger. What do you even have? You have like throw dagger, right? Height difference of 5. So if I'm up here, he actually can't hit me. Actually, he'll be able to hit literally just me, right? Oh wait, just barely not. Okay, good. Alright, we're good.
Just what I needed.
You won't beat me. I'll be your shield.
Nice.
The heavens judge you.
We get 2 free turns of not having to worry about taking damage.
Heads shall prevail. Allow me.
My thanks.
Me too.
Let's go then.
Shut your trap.
Ready for battle. Here.
I gotta position the archers to start killing the mages as they get close by.
From this range. Victory is ours.
Time for some research. Freeze!
Nice try.
And where shall we strike?
I must keep a clear mind.
I would actually be okay with tanking the magic damage for the team here because I have an auto revive. Did not think about that. I was saving that damage for him to kill.
The heavens judge you.
Height of 5. Alright, we're good here.
Me too.
That was easy.
You won't beat me. Come and get me.
Unfortunate.
Shall we begin? Allow me.
I owe you.
Ready for battle.
Alright.
You're done for. You're wide open.
Well, ambushes. I should have known.
Telior, we come to your aid.
He has reinforcements. We must outlast them. To work.
Gotcha.
Drop some loot, unfortunately.
Now then, to work.
45% chance to silence. Nice. Now he has to just physically attack us, which is good.
Can't me too.
And where shall we strike?
79% chance to hit. It's not very good.
From above.
Yep, didn't think so.
This battle is ours. Take aim.
That stings. Time to end this.
The heavens judge you. Hear my prayers.
I've been waiting for this. Look to my shield.
Nice.
Me too.
Eridor put in work as usual.
Let's go then. I strike true.
So, it falls to me.
A cold wind blows.
Hey there, I'm not great. Sure.
I shall do what I can.
Rude.
And where shall we strike?
The hunt is on. Very well.
30% chance of paralysis.
Tremble in fear.
And more importantly, lowers his magic defense and his physical defense for a couple of turns.
Someone give an old man a hand.
I don't think I can kill him this next turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit this guy for a lot of damage. Because the mage is actually the only guy that can really, like, kill anyone right now.
You won't beat me! Look to my shield!
Turn 9, turn 6, turn 7. Alright, we're fine.
This'll hurt some.
No sleep, unfortunately. But at least the healer will heal himself and not the, what's it called? There we go. Nice, and now we kind of just pick them off as they come.
I shall do what I can.
So, it falls to me.
I see through you.
I can keep going.
Done it now!
Defeat is not an option. Unite under the Wolfort banner. Get used to this.
Time to take flight.
Not quite worth it. Not yet. There's been a chance to hit, 75% chance to immobilize.
Try this.
Unlucky. It's crazy how in video games, like anything less than 90% accuracy may as well just be like 10% accurate. It's not how that's supposed to go, but it just is how it goes.
My time to shine.
Me too!
That stings.
You're not getting away.
Today is not the day I die.
Is he right about that? I think he's wrong about that. I think that today is actually the day that he dies.
Let time flow in reverse.
A little minor heal on Eridor there.
Done it now! Can't be!
My time is now. Tremble in fear.
Paralysis.
I shall do what I can. Fear not, for I am by your side.
We doing this? This'll hurt some.
I'll show you what I'm made of!
We gotta get that treasure.
Come and get me!
It's gonna be up to Trish to do that.
So, it falls to me. I do not miss. And where shall we strike?
Time to take flight. Yeah.
Just die already!
Point me at him. Let's make trouble. All right, enough.
Let's go then.
I can't. I must see my mother again.
I mean, sure.
That stings.
Just so he stops like having his "I'm about to die" dialogue, I'll let him heal up for that turn.
Let me heal your wounds. Allow me.
Eridor will never die.
Done it now!
Close, but not quite.
Ow.
Very well.
That hurt a lot.
Tremble in fear.
No paralysis. Surprising.
I'll take you on! Out of my way!
Now then, to work. I do not miss. Where the wolf is cornered.
So now he just doesn't hit like he used to. Used to be like premium damage dealer.
Now I end this.
Maybe if I built him for more critical hits or something like that. Or maybe, yeah, probably if I gave him the strength in numbers more. Because he does increases his strength as he gets
must keep a clear
more
mind.
bunched up with people.
prevail. Allow me.
My thanks.
Someone give an old man a hand. It's nothing personal.
Behold true power.
You won't beat me!
Where was I? Come on!
The rain was actually kind of important for this map because we needed to basically slow them down. Instead of it costing 1 square movement, so like they have a movement of what? Like movement of 5, right? So normally they'd be able to go, well, this one actually is pretty unchanged because that's just like 5 movement. But in order to move past these puddles is 1.2 each. So then instead of it being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's like, you know, 1.2, 2.2, 3.2, 4.2, and then you can't actually go here because you don't have 5.2 movement. Any plans on a night stream as well, or perhaps a Summer Smash Fest post? Well, I've been trying to put myself on some sort of schedule where I edit 4 of the Summer Smash Fest videos per day. I haven't done mine today yet, but there are scheduled uploads for the next couple of days at least already, because I've already been doing my routine up until now. And I do plan on also streaming tonight as well.
Forward!
Point me at him! Let's make trouble! Bullseye!
This battle is ours. Focus. Shall we begin?
That stinks.
Very well.
Increase our luck for 5 turns so that we get more, for 3 turns so that we get more critical hits.
I'll take you on! Show me what you're made of.
We also don't need the rain anymore, because we've already produced the puddles we're going to produce.
So, it falls to me.
I'll try my best. Faster!
Our victory is assured.
Point me at him!
Ready. Forward! hit the mark?
Here I come.
Cool heads shall prevail. Allow me.
Thank you.
That stinks.
Two squares over. Unfortunate.
You're not getting away.
My time is now. I must keep a clear mind. Let me help.
This shall be a boon. So, it falls to me. This is everything I've got.
Just like with puddles, ice also increases the cost of movement. So you can use that to also kind of stall enemies.
You're done for.
Oh, thank goodness. They didn't drop any loot, so I don't have to like waste a rotation of turns in order to make sure that I get all the loot.
honor of House Wolford.
98% chance to then do this now. And we get it. And we only lost Jerome and Eridor once. But man, Eridor really crumples to magic damage. It's so sad. Literally Superman. Alright, that was chapter 10.
Wait, I beg you. Would you truly kill me, your ally, just to protect the Roselle?
Oh wait, no, that's
The
chapter
Roselle are
11.
a tainted
Yeah, we
people.
just finished chapter 11.
Your efforts shall bear no fruit. How dare you insult my people? Ah! How could you?
I lose too many employers this way. Just make myself scarce.
As if we'd let you get away. Word of this can't get out.
Too late. Silvio sent word of your betrayal eons ago.
Expect Hyzant's army on the morrow.
They'll finish the job then.
I wouldn't mind being able to recruit Rufus, or like playing alongside Rufus.
And so, we've bought no time at all.
Lord Serenoa, I cannot thank you enough for coming to our aid.
Allow us to show our gratitude with a feast.
I'm afraid we haven't the time for such levity.
We must tend to the wounded, of course. But fight or flee, surely we have time enough to catch our
Just set up a
breath
tower and
fill our
GG.
stomachs.
Yeah, all we need is Eridor, Gila, and Huette.
The young lord's right.
And we can take on
Steal
a lot
that
of different
belly of
things. As long as they don't have too many mages, which unfortunately Hyzant has a lot of.
What are you doing here?
Just send Anna to kill the mages. Yeah, if they're like way in the back, that'd be good.
Jerome is a young man of formidable convictions.
Indeed. He took the fate of his people in his hands and fought for their freedom.
Just as you have done.
I did what any lord would do to protect the sovereignty of their land. Nothing more.
And yet
will
here
not
I
see
am,
the
the sovereign of this
stripped
lord,
their
of this
humanity
land.
and treated as objects.
Hyzant's goddess has always seen them as such.
History has ever seen the strong rule the weak, but that does not mean it must always be so.
I do not mean to excuse it. Rather, I see now that this village and all of House Wolford suffers because of the royal family's impotence.
That's not...
I speak the truth, and you know it. Cordelia and the people of Glenbrook cry for aid as we speak. Yet here I sit, cowering behind a mask and a false name. Who dare call me a leader?
Serenoa, making a valiant stand in defense of the Rosellan village, slays Silvio Tellior. Word of their disobedience reaches the Holy One, who sends an army to conquer the heretics.
We're either on chapter 11 part 3 or chapter 12 part 1.
Wolford and the Roselle scramble to mount one last stand. Time is of the essence.
Oh, it's actually just chapter 12. No, part 1 or 2. This is a fun one. I watched someone else play through this, and I want to show what the bad ending, one of the many bad endings for this game is. But first I'm going to check to see on the encampment. So at the end of the last chapter, we were told that Hyzant is on its way to basically kill us and take the Roselle. Wow, we really don't have anything, huh? Alright, let's actually choose what we can do here. If we buy 14 superior irons, then we can complete Serenoa. Or we could buy 9 superior stone and just increase the range of my magic spells as Gila, which is definitely better. That's too expensive, I can't even afford that. Can't afford that either. I could afford that. 4 superior stone to get 1 thing for Medina. 4 superior iron to get to finish Maxwell. Can't afford that. And 3 superior fiber and 5 superior timber to finish Piccoletta. Oh, these are all so good. I want to get this one as well. This one's relatively cheap. If I get 2 quality iron, then I'll only be 5 superior iron away from finishing Giovanna. Let's do that one because it's cheap. Quality iron. It's expanded his selection. Does that mean I get even better accessories? No, it doesn't. But what does that mean actually? He sells more Panacea pellets now. And we have large ranged things now, which is cool. Alright. Don't generally care about those things for the most part though. So, what was it? Quality iron, 2 of them. Wait, what? We can lose? It's actually a ton of fun. Alright, so that's done. Next up, Gila. 9 superior stone. Oops, did not mean to get that many. Oh, this is huge. Alright, we're 20 superior stone away from completing Gila. That's going to take a while. And then the next thing that I should do is probably get 5 superior timber and 5 superior stone in order to increase Quahog's movement. But I don't think I can actually afford that. I think that I'll run out of money before I can do that. I could instead just get 5 superior iron and then complete Maxwell. Oh, it's actually better to... I can't even afford that. Oh, man. I definitely use Trish, like, way more than I use Maxwell. What can I say? I just love archers, man. 1 superior timber. Alright, let's see. Which one was this again? 5 timber, 5 stone. Pretty sure I can't afford this. But also I can sell all of the... Oh, interesting. I can actually sell the Metals of Bravery. Because no one actually can use them anymore. There we go. Get rid of that. And then it was timber and stone, I think. I have 5 iron and 2 fiber, and I know I needed 10 of the thing, so it's these 2 remaining that have 0. I still don't have enough, even with this. Ah well, back to being broke. In the still of the night.
So that's the size of it. House Wolffort has gone to such great lengths for us.
It was our decision and ours alone. Your people brought nothing upon us.
It is as Serenoa says. We are happy to do all that we can to protect you.
Forgive me, Lady Frederica, but your mother was Lady Orlea, was she not? You came to our rescue just as she did. I cannot help but feel 'twas fated to be so.
You knew my mother?
Where did you hear of this, Jerome? I've told you not a whit about her.
The elder.
I overheard whispers between
not saying things about the past.
Why would the elders labor to
Couldn't
keep
imagine.
such information secret?
Well, truth be told, we feared being persecuted anew.
And so your greatest fears have come true. Pray, hide no longer, and tell Lady Frederica what you know.
You know the history of Hyzant's oppression of the Roselle, yes? Then you know of the Rosellan revolt that occurred 30 years ago. Your mother, Lady Orlea, led that uprising at the source. She led us to freedom from Hyzant's rule, here to the Wolfort domain. She was a woman of great courage. She even left a sizable gash upon the goddess's statue as we departed.
The statue that stands tall in the source. I've never heard tell of this gash.
Because of course they've cleaned it up by now.
I reckon not. Hyzant would never admit to such a thing. But we, Roselle, know the truth.
I had no idea my mother was involved with the revolt, let alone led it.
And it was my father who gave them this land to settle.
That he did. Lady Orlea, for her part, vowed to fight on, to liberate those who remained in Hyzant. The rest of us, battered and bruised in the escape, parted ways with her, and remained here to live out our days in peace.
And so she eventually found her way to Esfrost, where she was taken in. I thank you for sharing such a wonderful chapter of my mother's history.
I hear she rallied the people to her cause with these words. The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessing spread across all Norzelia. The blessing of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
How much of this have you heard?
Hold. I beg you, recite those words once more.
The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessing of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
So there exists a key that gives the lie to the goddess's teachings. With that in hand, we can yet confront Hyzant.
We just need to find
Pray
this
tell,
key.
good elder, what might it look like?
Alas, I fear I do not know.
I know not to what they were referring, but my parents always said Lady Orlea left it in this village.
Then the key is here. Jerome, please. We would speak with your parents at once.
I'm afraid that's not possible. They both passed many moons ago.
We must find this key, Lord Serenoa. I know it sounds like a fool's errand, but I feel we have no other choice.
Now the real question is,
Tis a slight
since I
hope, but
found this
hope
key on a previous
nonetheless.
playthrough, are they going
Let
to
the
let
search
me
begin.
fail this time around? Need more information. The key does indeed remain in this village. So let's save here. See if it lets us move on. It does let us move on.
Elder, for the sake of the Roselle, I've come to speak with you about the key.
Lord Serenoa, I am not one to speak in metaphor and code. I bid you tell me precisely what it is you seek.
Darn. So I've already discovered it on my previous playthrough. Let's see if it lets me do this anyway. Hey there, Cheesy.
Might this pink pelt be the key?
The pelt of a pink boar. I suppose you haven't encountered them near the castle or the harbor, but they are all around us here.
Ah, my mistake.
I am just an old man, Lord Serenoa. I assure you I know nothing of this key.
So that wasn't the key. Perhaps I should ask the Elder about something else.
Oh, cool. I can actually give up.
I suppose whatever might lead me to the key has a loot in my grasp.
Well, we did.
The sun rises.
And we've got nothing to show for it.
Roland, I have a favor to ask of you.
And what might that be?
Take Frederica and get out of here.
Serenoa!
Please, live on.
And what will you do?
I shall stay here.
You said I was a member of House Wolfort. Please do not tell me that was a lie. I shall stay here with you, as your wife.
Frederica.
As will I. I fight with you to the end, my friend.
Roland.
I will protect the prince until my dying breath.
This domino effective. I guess I'll also stay and die as well.
I refuse to leave Frederica's side.
Benedict and Anna's like, well, we're out. Good luck, you guys.
Benedict,
Anna, you...
say no more. I am with you.
Anna.
Stop sulking, all of you. This ain't like House Wolfort at all.
I suppose you're right. We must go forward with our heads held high until the very end.
Will none of you go? Truly? I see. Then we make our stand together. Today may be the day the Wolfort name vanishes from history. But we have nothing to fear. For our memory shall be engraved deep within the very souls of the Byzantine army. They will remember that Wolfort fought proudly in this land of Norzelia.
The Byzantine army strikes at dawn, sieging the Rosellan village where House Wolfort entrenches themselves. Despite the overwhelming difference in their military might, the battle rages on.
Cool.
That night, the Wolfort name vanishes from the map of Norzelia. Some say they were tragic heroes who remained true to their beliefs until the end. Others insist they were merely visionless dreamers who touted justice. But soon, even the voices that speak of them vanish. All that remains is fire and blood. The war rages on, none knowing when it will end.
And there you have it. The secret other ending. Game over. It appears you were unable to find an important key. Try searching again. If you did not save, load the save autosave data. So yeah, that's like a totally missable ending to the game, where you just kind of like die, and war continues on for the entirety of Norzelia. It's like a secret shortcut to the end of Frederica's ending. Well, that sucked. Alright. Time to do this the right way. Unsurprisingly, no shinies. I wonder if anyone has tried speedrunning Triangle Strategy. Absolutely. multiple people, at least 10 people have tried speedrunning Triangle Strategy. I have no proof of this in the evidence, but like 100%. In fact, if you go on to Twitch right now, you'll probably find people speedrunning Triangle Strategy. Like at this very moment. I'm cheating a little bit on that because I happen to know that Triangle Strategy just recently released for Steam. So there's like new interest in the game at this point. But apparently I don't have the Twitch app on my phone anymore, so I'm not going to be able to look it up. I could open up a new tab and do it, but I'm not going to. I searched on YouTube, there are speedruns. Of course there are. Also, there's the video of Quahog saying Quahog is the best character in the game. Imagine that. What was I supposed to do in order to get the pink pelt? It's not even the key, but I thought that you were just supposed to talk to Jerome. Doesn't really matter anyway. That's not the thing I'm supposed to do. I'll just go ahead and go through the motions here. Someone has already speedrun Dr. Mario, and someone has already speedrun Mario Color. I don't have any proof of it, but I know that they've done it. Like, if there is a game, someone has speedrun it. Now, you might be... The more interesting thing is whether they have a TAS perfect speed run of every game, which I don't think they actually do have. That's something that's more specialized.
Lord Serenoa, I am not one to speak in metaphor and code.
Even non-games doing speed run. But also, if you think about it, every game has to have a speed run. Because even if, like, even my playthrough, where I'm, like, 100%ing the game and I'm streaming it and everything, like, I could submit this to a speedrun forum where I'm like, hey, here's my submission for my speedrun of 100% Triangle Strategy. And I'm not doing any crazy tech. I'm not, speeding up and I'm like spending time talking to chat instead. But that would still be a personal best for me.
Could this pink rock...
It's almost impossible to not speedrun a game. Like, you'd have to play it and then not finish it. And there'd have to be a game that no one has ever finished before, which doesn't exist.
Where did you find that?
Except for some really old arcade games where you literally couldn't beat the game.
Clearly I can deceive you no longer. I shall tell you everything.
And even the games that are unending, like if you think about something like Mario Bros, or not the Mario Bros, if you think about something like Donkey Kong or Pac-Man or something like that, you still have like high scores and, time it takes to reach the maximum points that the game will display to you. Animal Crossing definitely has speedruns in it because you can complete the museum and the fishing and the bug collection, and you can get a 5-star island rating and pay off all your debts.
A simple taste shall tell you all you need to know.
My word, it tastes of salt. No, it is salt.
Truly, a rock of salt.
Indeed, it is. And the story behind it is a long one. This crystal before you was brought here by Lady Olea.
My mother brought this?
And you knew of this the whole time, Elder?
Yes, but the seeds of conflict ought not to be left in the sun where they are apt to grow. That was our decision.
Are there any other crystals like this?
There are. Lady Orlea spoke of a repository rife with salt, hidden somewhere in Norzelia.
And where might that somewhere be?
Unfortunately, I do not know. And I fear the knowledge passed with Lady Orlea herself.
Do you know anything about this, Lady Frederica? Anything at all? Did your mother ever mention these crystals to you before? It is imperative that you remember.
I apologize, but this is my first time hearing of them as well.
Calm yourself, Benedict. You're scaring the lass.
Now we should all be scared, yeah.
The very existence of this crystal changes the nature of our realm as we know it.
Exactly.
If you have ever wondered why Hyzant oppresses the Roselle or confines them to the source, this is your answer.
This voice acting's so nice.
To hide the existence of the repository and monopolize salt.
And not just that, anyone who finds that repository could reign over all Norzelia.
Would it really have so great an influence?
Salt is a divine boon, a gift from the goddess to her true believers. It is one of Hyzant's fundamental beliefs, one that, due to their monopoly on both salt and the source, has appeared true all these years. But no longer. With this crystal alone, we can prove their doctrine false.
Revealing their absolute teachings to be mere fabrications would shake Hyzant to its very core.
There may be hope for us yet.
A report, my lord. Hyzant's army is on the horizon.
Lord Serenoa, if you would, I should like to be the one to speak to them.
Of course, Benedict. I leave the matter in your capable hands.
Lord Serenoa, how unfortunate it is for us to meet under such circumstances. But for disobeying the Holy One's order, I must strike you down.
Before that, Minister Exham, there is something we wish to show you.
It is a mere fragment of something we have discovered in this village. It is a crystal made entirely of salt.
What madness is this you speak? This is salt, indeed. But how is this possible?
It appears to have been passed down among the Roselle, and in a quantity large enough to rival the source.
Unbelievable.
Perhaps so, but we have proof. Salt can be found in places other than the sacred grounds beneath the goddess's feet. I am certain the implications do not escape you.
Nope. More than just the source.
What is it that you want?
An audience with the Holy One, and a guarantee of safety for us and everyone in this village.
It would be a waste to dispose of both the crystal and House Wolford here. Very well then. I shall secure you an audience with the Holy One. And you have my word, the village will be safe from harm.
Thank you, Minister.
Luckily, we can actually trust Marshall to keep his word about stuff like that.
Oh, how I wish I could see the Holy One's face contorted so.
We owe our lives to this. A crystal of salt. Or salt crystal, shall we call it?
The Holy State's teachings are false. The goddess's blessings spread across all Norzelia. The blessings of the true goddess. The blessing that shall be the key to the chains that bind our people.
Can you imagine if crystals like this were hidden beneath the surface of Norzelia?
I cannot imagine Hyzant being blind to their existence. Salt is the lifeblood of their nation.
Agreed. Which leads me to believe that they have relentlessly oppressed the Roselle to hide it.
Yep.
You intend to negotiate with the Holy One, then?
Correct. This time, we shan't fail. Not with this salt crystal in our hands. Hyzant will swear its support to us.
If their teachings are truly false, could you not ask them to free the Roselle at the source?
That is a risk we cannot afford to take. Our first priority is rebuilding Wolford. Without it, we cannot even hope to protect our own Rosellan village. I do hope you understand.
I see. I suppose you are right.
And what will you do once granted those privileges, Benedict?
What will I do?
I tire of being made to decide like this time and time again. Don't you, Serenoa?
The turning point.
I do. Our choices grow ever harder, each time piercing me deeper.
It's time we decide what to do for ourselves. I wish to reclaim Glenbrook. With Hyzant beside us, we can defeat Esfrost. So when we meet, I will ask the Holy State to go to war with us.
Kind of forgot that there was no combat in Chapter 12.
House Wolford protects the Roselle in defiance of the Holy One's orders. Hyzant sends an army to punish Wolford for their disobedience. Cornered though they may be, Serenoa and his comrades discover a crystal of salt, hidden in the Rosellan village. Benedict leverages its very existence in negotiations with the opposing General Exham and succeeds. The crystal holds the power to change not only Hyzant, but the entire land of Norzelia. With it in hand, Serenoa goes to meet the Holy One.
By the way, before we move on, let's just take a moment to realize the great scale of Hyzant, right? It's like, these are supposed to be houses. Like, you see how many houses there are? And then look at the relative size of the lake and the goddess's statue relative to the houses. Like, the statue is larger than most houses that are 1 or 2 stories tall. Not as tall as the Hierophant's Palace, of course, but, you know, this lake is huge. Like, really, really, really huge. With the network of bridges all along the way. And this entire lake is completely filled with salt and slave labor that funds all of Hyzant's power. So, you know, when I say that it would take a lot of TNT to blow up this place, it would take a lot of TNT to blow up this place.
We granted you an audience because of Minister Exham's petition, but I did not expect you to show us this. A crystal made of salt. How very fascinating. It certainly does contradict the doctrine here in our blessed land. Or it would, were it real. Have you any proof that this was not created by magic or technology?
Well,
with all due respect, Minister, I have a question for you in return. What do you think of Aspfrost and Glenbrook's decree to stop trade with Hyzant?
I think it nothing more than a threat. Neither would last very long without our salt.
Gustadolf is no fool. Such an edict would not come without proper countermeasures in place. Countermeasures such as another source of salt, for example. Having their own salt would make Hyzant redundant, at best, and your nation would soon find itself in dire straits without the salt tax's revenue.
What is it you want from us?
Your full support.
lend us your strength, and together we can defeat Aspfrost, and Hyzant's ties to all nations will remain intact.
You mean to start a war? The kingdom of Glenbrook may be naught but a puppet now, but it was once your homeland. You understand this, yes?
We do.
Even so, my people do not wish for war. We must try to resolve this peacefully first.
Do you think Gustadolf can be reasoned with? Need I remind you that it was he who invaded Glenbrook? He is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Be that as it may, neither my people nor soldiers will accept it as a reason to go to war.
Then I shall give you one.
Roland at his best. This is peak Roland here.
For I am the second son of King Regna. Roland Glenbrook.
You live. There is no mistaking that face.
Huh. So the prince lives to slay his kingdom's invader. We could not ask for a better reason.
If you need a just cause to go to war, let it be me. We must stop Gustadolf.
It all makes sense now. O Holy One, have you heard? Pray, tell me what you would have us do.
And from here on, Roland just keeps getting down and down, worse and worse.
Wolfort, Prince Roland, heed the words of the Holy One. The holy state of Hyzant stands with you. The Holy One would see you defeat Aspfrost and restore peace to Norzelia. Our nation shall spare no effort in your fight against Gustadolf. From this day forth, we support Prince Roland as our commander and Lord Serenoa as one of the Saintly Seven.
Me? A saint?
We are brethren now. We ride to war together.
look at that. We secured Hyzan's support, and you even got yourself named one of the Saintly Seven.
We also received a signed document stating the Roselle and Wolford are left in our care.
Good
Things
going,
are
lad.
so good at this point in time.
Oh, it is Benedict and Roland to whom we owe this victory.
Everyone here has suffered so much on my behalf. My weakness and worthlessness have brought pain and misfortune to you all. And for that I must apologize.
You've got nothing to apologize for. I already told you. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown.
I've decided that I must press forward, even if it means crawling forth on my hands and knees. I ask for your support as always. I know I will need it.
And you shall have it. I am with you every step of the way, my lord.
Is something the matter, Frederica?
No. My apologies for worrying you.
Now, to battle! We take back Glenbrook with our own hands!
What was Frederica upset about? Probably because of the Roselle. Like, we just kind of said, alright, Roland's good. I'm with you until you start supporting Hyzan.
Are you certain it's wise to return to Esfrost alone, Your Grace? You are needed here.
If Sycris's missive is to be believed, I'm afraid matters are far too grave to be
Oh
left to
man,
anyone else.
I think I missed a really cool scene between Gusadolf and Cordelia from skipping through chapter 11 as quickly as I did.
Svarog's deception is nearing its climax. His ill-gotten profits are being used to build a weapon of untold destructive power.
Our anonymous source from the manufactory hinted at as much. Svarog is bold to have carried out his plan this far.
We mustn't forget the matter of the explosions cited in the Wolford domain. We must make his precious death knell ours, and soon.
Death knell? What's that?
Let the adults speak, my dear.
If we're to be wed, then there should be trust between us. How long do you intend on treating me like a child?
No, we haven't missed it yet.
Very well. Tell her, Thanos.
If you insist, brother. This weapon combines the powerful explosives developed by Dragan with Esfrost's mastery of steelcraft. Although yet to be tested, this cannon is said to have the power to breach even Hyzan's walls. The goddess's shield would buckle under a single blast.
But the shield is impregnable.
I have heard nothing of this. Do you think so little of your general?
A general is to win me victory, as and when I command it.
More friction between Gusadolf and
Svarog's
Avlora.
intent isn't to bring Hyzant to heel, however. He means to use the cannon against Brother. But the fool was so blinded by ambition that he never saw the strings guiding his every deed.
Fool that he may be, he served his purpose well. The cannon could not have been made without his engineers and Dragan's research. He will die secure in the knowledge that his bloodline contributed to the glory of Esfrost. Sadly, he shall not live to see his work completed. With it, we shall do what our forebears could not. The goddess's shield shall yield before Esfrost's might and ingenuity.
Ironically, for all of Gusadolf's confidence and whatnot, in the Hyzant ending, where we side with Roland, he ends up dying before Svarog does.
If we can even approach the walls, brother, the trade embargo will ensure that Hyzant is especially wary of our actions.
On the contrary, their focus will turn inward. With naught else to leverage their influence with, they will take measures to see that none of their precious salt escapes their borders. There may be some gnashing of teeth, to be sure, but it will only be in an attempt to hide their inner turmoil. Erica, muster
Yeah,
of
Gusadolf
force.
really
March to
underestimates
the
them here.
Hierophant's palace at once. Deliver to Hyzant my final demands.
As you wish, brother.
He's
I shall gather
really
what
good at
news I can of
politicking,
the saintly
but
seven's
he,
machinations.
just didn't count on House Wolfort
You
being
will
in the
remain in
mix.
Glenbrook. Conduct yourself as if I had never left.
You hardly need ask, brother.
That is all. Now go.
Even his own flesh and blood are but tools to be used and then discarded when their purpose is served.
He has faith only in himself. Such has ever been his way.
Alright, chapter 12 complete. That's a good one. I forget how, I had forgotten how good the story in this game is because we've been skipping all the cutscenes this playthrough. But we won't be skipping for a little bit here, because the next time we stream this, which will be tomorrow, we're going to go through chapter 13 slowly, because we'll be doing another unique new gameplay what we've never seen before. We'll probably skip through chapter 13 pretty quickly, so we'll probably do 12 and 13, or 13 and 14 tomorrow. 13 we've already seen, 13 will be new stuff that we've never seen before, because we're taking the final path. Chapter 13 is when we decide whether to use the Elfric to blow up the ships or the bridge or the dam. And we've already played through, we're destroying the ships and destroying the dam. And this time we'll be using it to destroy the bridge, which should be its own unique stuff for us. And then the day after, we'll do 15 slowly. Because, we'll do 15 and 16 on Wednesday, because 15 will be new content for us as well. Chapter 15 is when we decide whether to go to the Rosellan village or to Castle Wolfort or stay in the capital. And that'll be new for us because we'll be going to Castle Wolfort. And then chapter 16. And then, starting from there and on, it's all new stuff. Because at chapter 17 is where you branch off into the 3 bad endings, or go to the good ending, which is what we'll actually be doing. So this will be a pretty exciting week for Triangle Strategy. So we'll do 17 probably on Thursday, 18 probably Friday, 19 on Saturday, 20 on Sunday. That's the plan so far. But that would mean that we would have an entire week of only Triangle Strategy with no Final Fantasy 12. We also have the afternoon though, so maybe I'll do Triangle Strategy this evening as well. Maybe I'll go back and do A Link to the Past this evening. Maybe I'll do Splatoon. I haven't really decided yet. Tomorrow also, we have like a whole 7 other streams to play with. So I don't know what we're going to do yet. But yeah, it's going to be good though. If you enjoyed today's stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to have some lunch, edit some videos, and then prepare for deciding what I want to do tonight. But thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.